Today on Grindavik. The team has just returned home from their away game in Kazakhstan after a 6-hour flight.
Look, it would literally have been closer to play the game in New York. Just kick them out of UEFA and let them play in Asia. Sorry about that. I've not slept in 2 days. I'm exhausted. Well, I mean, it's a ridiculous flight, but, you know, we're supposed to play Vela tomorrow in the league, and it's just, I mean, I'm going home to bed, to be honest. The assistant can take charge of that one. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to Grindavik on The Impossible Dream. It is Season 3, Episode 6 today. We have the second leg of our second qualifying round tie. And if we just scroll down a little bit here, did I miss it? I may have missed it. Where are we? There we are there. We have, well, it's a 1-1 draw. In Kazakhstan, it's a long way to Kazakhstan, let me tell you. So we've arrived back. They've got to come to us now, and it's going to be, I don't know if it takes into account the distance of the trip, but if it does, then we've got a cracking result, 1-1 away from home. Because when I looked up how far it was, it is a long way between Iceland and northern Kazakhstan. So we'll see how we go. We did have one game. We literally flew back in from Kazakhstan, had a day off, and then had to face Vela in the league. So let's go see how that game went. So 0-0, it finished. To be honest, we did enough in the second half to win the game. You can see poor first half from both teams. Second half, they really did offer nothing, but we kind of, in the end, probably should have won it. Now, it was very much a rotated side as well. So at home, it's always disappointing not to win, given the situation, and it is a good side in Vela, then perhaps it's a good point for us on the road. We'll see what it did to the championship table. What's it called? The league table. And we can see there with a game in hand, we are now 3 points back of Vikingar, and we have a worse goal difference than them. So it's starting to look a little bit like maybe the actual title is drifting away from us. I feel like that was always likely to happen, wasn't it? Because it's just really tough with Europe to keep things going. So we'll see how we go. We're still overall in a good position. 2 games in hand on Vela, 6 points ahead of them. So European football for next season is still looking fairly well done. We've got 10 games to go in the season. Of course, a 22-game league season. So I'm comfortable without being confident, perhaps. Let's say that. And so let's see how we go there. But we do, of course, have this second leg coming up here. Not much has happened since last episode. So let's just get on with things against our Kazakhstani friends here. We're expecting a 4-2-3-1 formation out of them. This is a team we're sending out. It is Bjornsson in goal. Marmot is back fit and firing. Now, I've gone with Adel Steinson and Magoma. They have a link up. Is Adel Steinson a better player than Flo? Possibly not, but overall, I think these two are maybe a little bit better together with Shiba going at right back. Salas Crew comes in to start with Cappiello. Now, Cappiello, do we see it from here? Yeah, he has a new player trait of trying killer balls often, so he's got good passing. Let's hope that he's sort of threading through a few more of those balls. You can see he's actually developing really, really well here for us. And Crew is starting because Maya is just... I don't know what's going on with Maya, to be honest. He is degrading as a player. Now, whether that's because he's playing too much and not training enough, I don't know. But his contract's up at the end of this year, and I don't know what to make of him, to be honest. So we're going to give him this one off, let Crew go in and play and see how he goes. It's going to be Oskarsson and Moa providing the width. Stefansson goes up top. And, well, we need to win the game at home, which I suppose isn't a bad place to be. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. Now, one other thing that has happened is Hammer has handed in a transfer request. We can't give him the game time that he wants, so it's kind of, I think, best for everybody if he does go. We'll just say go out there, play a natural game. Yeah, I mean, he can probably get first-team football elsewhere, I would imagine. So, yeah, we'll just... We'll let him go, and that's sort of fine. He's not a key player for us. What I do like about him is the fact that he's club trained. He's a Grindavik player, so we will lose that. But we've got a few coming through, and they've different to what we're expecting. Again, I'm going to have to change marking assignments here. But yeah, so there we have other club players coming through all the time now. So I think it's okay just to let him go, unfortunately, which I think will mean Sayas will be the last original player that we have at the club, which is sad. I always like to keep a few around. Lidson, of course, is still at the club as a coach, as another beautiful view of the roof of the stadium. And we will now just go and change these marking assignments before I forget. If you are new, I have the wingbacks. Our wingers, mark the opposition fullbacks, but when they have wingbacks, it sort of auto defaults to something else. So we'll just set them there, and that is done. What was I saying? I forget what I was saying, so it's not that important, obviously. Magoma lets it go over his head. And here we go. Now, we're expecting them to play sort of a park the bus style. Here we go with Oscarson getting forward. He's got a little bit of space. There's Stefansson in the middle. He's kind of almost lost possession there, but kept it. Oscarson goes a long way to Sayas. Oh! It just missed. I thought it maybe hit the upright, but it hit probably the stanchion thing behind the goal. We are expecting them to be a park the bus sort of side, so we'll be looking to exploit the flanks. There's a big part of me that thinks stick another attacker up there, but we'll see how it goes for now. We do have... Who do we have on the bench? Jonsson's on the bench, and Karason's on the bench, who could play up there as well. So we'll just keep encouraging for now. And what we saw in the first game, didn't we, that they scored their goal late on, and they hadn't really done too much, I don't think, to threaten us. I can't even remember the full game now, but I remember they scored late on. 10 shots, though, only 1 on target. That needs to improve, doesn't it? So if we say our shooting has not been good enough, that needs to improve. We'll try the old fist pump. We have faith. And 1 goal will do it. But we need to find somewhere to get that goal. And I do think perhaps, who do we take off if we're going to stick somebody up there a little bit further? Probably Crew is the one, isn't he? And I'm thinking I want Karason. Where are you, mate? There you are. So Karason for Crew. We'll stick him up there as a deep lying forward. We'll move Sayas forward. Yeah, I think I like that. Try and get Karason dropping deep, which might pull a defender out of position for Stefansson to exploit. So that's what we'll do. And let's hope that not having that man in front of the back four doesn't come back and haunt us here. No away goals, of course. So if they were to score, it's not the end of the world. It's obviously not ideal. But we're not going to have to score twice, sort of thing, to cancel it out. Sheba on the ball for Oscarson. Oscarson for Sayas to Magoma. Magoma gets it forward for Sheba. Oscarson. Oscarson twisting and turning. Goes back to Magoma. Look at how many players they have behind the ball here. Sayas. Capiello. Capiello. There's the ball for Stefansson. Is this the moment? Stefansson. Oh, he can't quite. I think the goalkeeper may have saved the first one. And the angle was just a little bit too much on the second one. Sayas nods it down to Oscarson. Sheba on the overlapping run. Now, can he get a cross in? Stefansson is in the middle. Here's a good ball in. Stefansson is there. He's not the greatest in the air, though. That's the problem. We don't really have... I mean, Jonsson's not too bad in the air, I suppose. Maybe we should have brought him on. There's a good ball, and it is Stefansson again. A 25th goal of the season early in this second half. And it is brilliant. It is 1-0 on the night, 2-1 on aggregate. And are we about to see another professional team fall at our feet? We did have the advantage of having the Valor game. It was basically straight after we got back from Kazakhstan, and it meant we almost had a complete free week before this game. We had sort of 5 days off, so everybody is fresher, and we've been able to sort of play almost just our strongest side to try, even if some of these guys did play in the league against Valor, they still had 5 days off, so that I think has helped. Moa coming forward. Moa for Stefansson. Karason's in the middle! Oh, it's a goal kick. Karason couldn't keep his effort down. He had to score that, didn't he? That was a chance. 14 shots we have had, an XG of over 2, and it's only 1-0 on the night. We'll just keep praising them, try and keep the confidence up. I mean, we're playing okay. Sheba's not having a great game. So what if we take him off for Lenoki? We've got a corner to defend here. Oh, it's off the crossbar. But we just about get away with it. Let's try to demand more. If we can get a second goal, you know what we could do? We've got a corner here. Where's Magoma? We find him. Magoma gets a third of the season. It's 2-0. It's 3-1 on aggregate. And the second game today is going to be a European tie. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Magoma, his contract is up at the end of the year. I'm not sure. Yeah, we're going to worry about next season, but we're going to have a lot of new players, I think, because no one wants to re-sign for us. But if we can keep doing this in Europe, you never know. 2-0, 3-1 on aggregate, and a really good performance in that second half particularly. They've won it. They're through to the third qualifying round. And when we get there, we're going to be playing Vizela, who are a Portuguese team, I think. So that's going to be tough. Yeah, Portugal, professional. Everything you don't want, really, when you're playing at this level, isn't it? So that'll be the next game. Let's have a quick look here at everything, though. Triumph over Tobol Kostanay, another 86 grand in the bank, and we will of course get another 86 grand now for playing in the next round as well. Magoma, I really do hope he stays, but well, we'll have to wait and see on that one, won't we? We've got the French Guyana boss looking at Marmot, and just generally speaking, that's all very, very exciting stuff, isn't it? We've got a game against Grindavik in the league. I will play through that, and I will see you for the first leg at home this time against Vizela. Okay, welcome back. Now we have a Wednesday game, so we have the eyes of Europe watching this one against a Portuguese outfit. This is going to be tough, isn't it? A real test for us. But there is one game, of course, we need to catch you up before this in the league against IBK Grindavik. Let's go see how it went. We fell behind after 15 minutes. And Dongala drew us level after half-time. But IBK restored their lead before Ndongala pegged them back. And they then went ahead for a third time. So disappointing, obviously, to lose the home game. It wasn't a terrible performance from us in that we still dominated possession. Ndongala's free kick, absolutely beautiful. But what killed us in this one was Moya getting himself sent off. We drew level. A minute later, he got himself sent off. 2 minutes after that, they'd gone back in front, and we just couldn't come back with 10 men again. So yeah, obviously frustrating. We just don't have a deep enough squad with enough quality to be playing all these games. Djokovic is a decent prospect, but he's not ready for first team football yet. We've got Hammer playing in midfield there for us. He's not really a midfielder. He's not really anything anymore. He needs to train. He needs to either train or play. He's just sort of sitting and rotting, unfortunately. And yeah, we just didn't have what it takes in this one. Down when we were down to 10 men, it just never looked like happening again. Now, league table, it's taken a bit of a blow for us now. We are 4 points back of Vikinga. Obviously, we still have that game in hand. We are still 6 points ahead of Vala down there in 5th, so we're still inside the European places with a game in hand relatively comfortably. And I have a sneaking suspicion even that we might be about to exit Europe going up against the Portuguese side. But we'll find out soon because we've got the first leg coming up now. It is a 4-2-3-1 formation that we're expecting from them. This is the team we're sending up. Bjornsson in goal. Marmot, he needs a rest. He can rest in the off-season with Flo, Magoma and Shiba as the back four. Sayas, Crew and Capiello in midfield. Oscarson and Moa are the width. Stefansson is hopefully going to be the goals. So let's go out there and put ourselves to a really big test here. Okay, so we can see the team sheets there. I did have a quick look at their team, and they do have some, with very little knowledge of the scouting, but they did look quite good, the players that we could see. So we've got Ignore, just play a natural game. No one expects us to enjoy without any pressure on you. Let's show them what we're capable of here, and hopefully, yeah, like I say, we're at home first leg this time, which is obviously different. So, yeah, and it looks like we've gone to a big stadium as well. Look at this. So, obviously, now our stadium doesn't quite meet the standards. Hopefully, it's a bigger crowd. This must be the national stadium, surely. So, we can see they are playing as expected. Yeah, we'll call this first calls for Viewers Player of the Year nominations as well. I'm not saying I think we're going to lose. That's exactly what I'm saying. Yeah. I don't know that we're, as a semi-professional team, that we are quite ready yet to beat a Portuguese side, even if it's one of the lesser sides. I just don't think we're quite there yet. But, maybe they'll surprise me here. We're still doing okay in terms of possession. Now, they are expected to be a direct counter-attacking side, so we are sitting back, sitting off them, and we're trying to funnel them inside as well. Just trying to stop them from being able to counter-attack, basically. In a way, just sort of gifting them possession, and if they can't counter-attack, then hopefully they can't score. That's my theory. And we've got a highlight here. Flo on the ball. Gets it forward there for Sayas, out for Marmot. Forward for Crew. A little bit of space in midfield here for Crew. He goes back to Sayas. Crew to Stefansson coming deep. Gets it wide there. Oscarson. Sheba's making a run forward. Don't get too far forward, mate. We don't want to get hit on the break. There's a ball forward. And is this the counter-attack? No, Magoma is there to win the head-up. There is starting to be interest in Magoma. Word, it seems to be out that his contract is coming to an end. So that, needless to say, is slightly troublesome, as Sheba does well to win it back. And this is becoming a bit of a long old highlight. Yeah, like I've said before, here's a good ball for Stefansson. Stefansson is in! Oh! Very, very close indeed. Yeah, like I was saying, obviously it would be a big blow to lose Magoma, but where we're at in terms of as being as a club in the league, we can replace most players. It's not like he's a world-class centre-back and we're really going to miss him. We will miss him, but he will likely be replaceable. What we might miss more so, everyone to dig in. Yeah, let's go with that. I can get on board with digging in. What we will likely miss is we'll be able to get a Magoma for, I think he's on a 200 and something pounds a week. So whether we'll be able to get a Magoma replacement for the current Magoma wages, that could be the problem, but we'll just deal with it. As I say, these are problems for the off season. Marmot over a free kick, and well, it wasn't great, but we've won it back. Sayas to Flo. Flo gets it forward, looking for Moa. He's found him. Moa, it's there for Stefansson! And then Stefansson has given us a lead against the Portuguese side in Europe. And we are 1-0 up. Well, I don't know what to say about this. The Moa just did really well, didn't it? I don't know if has the defender maybe gone down injured, in which case it's maybe slightly bad sportsmanship from us, but we weren't to know. So physio comes on. If they've taken him off, I don't know if they have or not. No, they have taken him off. So, it's not our problem really, is it? It's not like he was laying there and we kept playing. So 1-0, we've got a free kick to defend now. Now this is where they will have quality, I'm assuming. Nuno Moreira has a go. Oh, it's in. And it's the first we've seen of them, isn't it? That is really, really unfortunate. And you do get the feeling that if we are going to get through, it's perfect, isn't it? It's perfect. If we are going to get through this tie, that we really do need to be taking at least a 1-goal lead with us to Portugal. The fact there's no away goals might help us a little bit here. But ultimately, I mean, it's not been a classic. It's not been a classic. If we can replicate that at their place, maybe we can nick a goal again and not concede. We've dominated possession as we do, so I mean, in a way, that's positive that we've gone up against a really good side there and kept possession. Well, we'll see in the second leg, won't we, if we are able to play that well again. So Europa Conference League, Grindavik held to draw, which makes it sound like we've been disappointing there. Marmot is just tired, isn't he? He needs a rest, but he's just got to keep playing through the pain, unfortunately. So that will do it for today. Like I say, get in your Viewers Player of the Year nominations. We'll call it first call for that. Let me know what you think for the second leg. Going away from home now is going to be tough, I think. We've won our last 2 home games. Whether we can go and win away from home, I think that's debatable, isn't it? But anyway, we'll come straight back. We've got a big game against Vikingur in the league. If we are any chance of winning it, the league that is, then we're going to have to win that game at home. And given that our strongest team is playing in Europe, that's going to be tough as well. But then we'll go to the second leg. We'll give it everything we've got, and if we can come away with a result there, then that'll be absolutely brilliant, won't it? We might even be able to go on in Europe and be 1 tie away from the league phase, I guess it is now, isn't it? And that could be some big money for us. Until then, guys, I've been Aussie, and thank you so much for watching. Take care.